We are now pleased to be joined by Bloomington Mayor Gene Winstead. Welcome, Mayor. Glad to have you here today.
It's always good to be here.
Well, on March 20th, you, along with City Manager Mark Bernhardson, presented the Bloomington State of the City 2013 presentation. So, Mayor, how is the state of the city?
Well, I would say that the state of Bloomington is very good in many arenas, in many ways. People seem to be satisfied with what's happening in our community, and the operations are going well.
Good, good. This year's theme was Bloomington at its best. That's an idea that came after a survey of Bloomington residents was conducted last year. Mayor Winstead, explain why we conduct a survey like this in the city.
Well, these surveys are valuable so that you can really determine what's important to the residents of the city of Bloomington. You can also gauge how we are doing in providing services and get just feedback from them. And it really starts to clarify if we're headed in the right direction, if we're providing the right services, and how we're doing.
Good. And the results really did confirm that residents love to live in Bloomington. 94% said Bloomington is an excellent or good place to live. 94% would recommend living in Bloomington, and 90% described the overall quality of life in Bloomington to be excellent or good. Mayor Winstead, why don't you tell us about a few of the things the city is doing to maintain an excellent quality of life for residents?
Well, we work to provide solid neighborhoods for people. We work to provide good businesses, good areas, good transportation around our community. We've set up our alternative transportation plan. It's one of the ways to add amenities, allow people to get around the community, and it's something we're always building upon. We're looking for ways to make it easier and safer for people to bike in that alternative transportation plan. Just doing things, trying to make people aware that there's good places to be and eat and do things in the community so that they're healthier. And it just makes it a better community in general.
One thing that residents, to tie in with the good things to eat, that's starting back up soon, the Bloomington Farmers Market. What was the feedback that you kind of got? You know, I saw you at the Farmers Market a couple times last summer. What's the feedback that residents, pro-Farmers Market?
Sure. The feedback from the Farmers Market, and you're right, I do frequent it, so I do run into a lot of people throughout the community, and obviously they're there, they're enjoying it, but they really appreciate the fact that they're able to get some fresh fruits and vegetables. Locally grown, they're much healthier for them, they stock up, they're able to do it, it's convenient. It's that Saturday morning, but it's turned into kind of a little community happening also where people get together, see what's going on, there's usually some entertainment, and so it's going well, but people have appreciated it in the community.
Absolutely. Well, not only is resident health a key component to the overall quality of life, the local economy must be strong as well. Compared to previous years, how is the city's local economy this year? Well,
the local economy, I'm happy to say, is improving and, let's say, rebounding. We've had a few tough years, obviously, but one of the gauges that we look at is the unemployment rate. And the unemployment rate in Bloomington, I'm happy to say, is down to 4.9%, which is better than the region, the state, and the national statistics by a lot. And it's down from 4.9% from 5.2% last year in the city. And if you think back, only short 4 years ago, we were at like 8.6%. And we've been dropping ever since, and that was June of 2009, so things have definitely improved there. People are working, people are back in the workforce. You can also look at the commercial industrial property values in the city. In the past year alone, they've risen by 5.6%, so they're rebounding in values and things like that, so that's a very good indicator. And two, you can look at the list of new businesses that have opened in Bloomington over the last year. You know, we work with our Chamber of Commerce. They have done a good job of welcoming and really working with the businesses to come to town and prosper in Bloomington. And we had a big list last year of new business openings throughout the community. So we're seeing things improve and happy to see that.
Absolutely. The survey also revealed 85% of residents said that their neighborhoods were a good or excellent place to live in Bloomington. Could you describe a few of the programs that the city has in place to maybe help maintain those neighborhoods?
Well, maintenance of the neighborhood's a challenge, ongoing. Our aging city, some of our older neighborhoods, we need to provide a little bit of assistance and help there. And so one of the things that's good is we've got a program available to the homeowners. And it's through our HRA, and it's a home improvement program where they can get a loan, get some money to help make some improvements to their home. The payments are deferred, and so it goes forward, and people are able to get to really keep their homes up. There's no excuse not to. They can qualify for that. We've done a good job of working on keeping our different parks and keeping the trails and grooming and keeping trails open and available to the people in the city of Bloomington. The park system's important. People have indicated that. We've done a lot of improvements to the Bloomington Family Aquatic Center this past year. A couple new water slides, and the bathhouse was totally renovated and rebuilt. A lot of improvements over to Highland Greens Golf Course, another amenity within the community that people are using and appreciating. We've upgraded that, a nice practice facility going on over there, and it's really being utilized, and so there's been a real uptick there. So it's really kind of providing some of these different amenities, these kind of quality of life amenities for the people in the city that I think they appreciate, and it's one of the reasons that they have a high satisfaction.
Absolutely, it all kind of goes hand in hand, it really does. Another thing, the projects on Bloomington's roadways were also in full swing in 2012. The 169 I-494 interchange completed last year, but as one ends, another begins. Why don't you tell us what is in store for some major construction updates that'll help people get around a little bit easier in Bloomington?
Sure. So happy to see after multiple decades that 169-494 interchange complete. A little bit of work left and some landscaping, but that's on track. Probably one of the projects they'll see yet this year starting is over on 34th Avenue and 494. There will be a diverging diamond interchange built there. It's pretty tough to explain. You kind of have to show it to people, but it'll be a great upgrade, and people moving through that interchange to the South Loop area as well as the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. So there'll be some major construction there that'll take place. But then we can move back farther to the west, and we get to 494 and 35W, that interchange. There's the planning going on for that. They've got a plan now that's set up, and it's called a turbine interchange. But what's good about that turbine is that we can do things in pieces there. And so we can start and do one piece at a time and do it over multiple years, and we'll turn around maybe in a few years and have that interchange really completed. It's showing its age. It really needs it. Safety and really put through is just so poor there that we need to get going on that one. Still some work to be done on that, but we're working in that direction. Mm-hmm. Also, back in the South Loop area, there's going to be a lot of work starting this year on the Lindahl Lane corridor, and it's going to involve some safety improvements near IKEA Way. It's the highest crash intersection in the city of Bloomington, so there'll be improvements made there, as well as our complete streets concept going to the east. We're going to be lowering Lindahl Lane to facilitate the next phase development of the Mall of America, and just some other connectors going in there. So these are the kinds of things that are happening, and there'll be a lot of work during the construction season starting this year.
Absolutely, but all to better Bloomington.
We sure hope so, and I think that's true.
I think so too. Well, we'd like to thank Mayor Winstead for being here with us today, and don't go anywhere. In a moment, we'll be joined by City Manager Mark Bernhardson to further discuss the 2013 Bloomington State of the City. We'd like to welcome City Manager Mark Bernhardson to the show now. Thanks for joining us today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much for asking me.
Well, continuing on with the survey results, we learned that 88% of residents said city services were excellent or good, and the quality of services ranked #2 among peer city. First off, can you explain what a peer city is?
Yes, the survey we took has been done nationally over the last several years, and over 500 communities nationwide have done so. We were able to select from those 500 21 communities that were most similar to Bloomington from across the nation. And they included communities like Scottsdale, Arizona, Arvada, Colorado, Naperville, Illinois, and Rockville, Maryland, to name just a few. And it's those cities that are some of the top quality cities across the nation that we feel we wanted to compare to be able to see how we stacked up and see where we could improve.
Absolutely. And we achieved, as we have been talking about throughout, pretty high rankings compared to those cities. What does that mean for Bloomington?
Well, among those, we were ranked fairly high with police at 89%, indicating excellent or good, and the fire department at 95%. And our snow removal was ranked #1 among our peers. So those rankings illustrate that we continue to move forward to our community vision, which is to provide quality services at an affordable price in order to build and renew the community by providing those services, promoting renewal, and guiding growth in an even more sustainable, fiscally sound manner.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, we also purchased a wide range of services from a variety of providers, and most of us want to know the value that we receive for those services. There are things like police at a monthly cost to residents, $22.73. Public Works, $13.49. The survey showed that residents rated the value of these services at 70% and #4 among peer cities. What do residents really pay for at the end of the day?
In Bloomington, and we've tracked this probably for the last 15 years, we look at what the median value home pays in the community in terms of property taxes on a monthly basis. All your other bills are paid on a monthly basis, but your property taxes are paid twice a year for all the taxing jurisdictions. So people don't really have an understanding of what they're getting. For 2013, the median value home, and the median value home in the community is that half of the homes, single-family homes in the community are above this value, half of them are below that value, and what they pay. It is $66.04 a month. For that. And as indicated in the survey, you noted that we rank #4 among the peer cities. People are looking at what kind of value they get, and they're able to compare all the city property tax supported services they get for $66.04 against such things as what they're paying for electricity at $80 a month and gas at $50 a month. Cell phone bills at $70 a month. So we think we are able to provide a pretty good bargain, especially when you break those costs down, that police under $23 a month can have that first officer on the scene in 2 to 4 minutes in an emergency when you dial 911, or having your snow plowed within 24 hours for under $14 a month, having your parks maintained and your streets maintained. So we have felt that there is good value there, and obviously the residents do as well.
Discuss why the survey and other means to gauge the city's progress is important to Bloomington.
Well, the survey is very important to us, but it's only one of several tools. As you may know, that what gets measured gets done, and so you shouldn't look at only one survey or one indicator. We need to look at a number of them. And for us, they include things like the attainment of the financial excellence awards, such as having a AAA rating starting back about 10 years ago, being one of 38 communities nationwide out of the 19,000 that do get bond ratings. So we are having the AAA, so we are in fairly good company there. We get awards for water quality, for environmental protection, as well as snow fighting awards for safety. To make the survey more valuable, we will be continuing to do this on an annual basis to track how we are doing as far as our continuous quality improvement and how that stacks up against the residents' expectations, how they see those services, as well as how the other communities are doing. In this world, if you're not moving forward, you are falling behind.
Well, I am so pleased to have had City Manager Mark Bernhardson with us today. The full State of the City presentation is available in its entirety on the city's YouTube channel. You can also view it on the Bloomington Channel 14 starting on April 16th.